first finalist of the Champions League 2024. Now, I want a real answer. Raise your hand if you actually thought Dortmund was going to make the final this year. I guarantee you there's not a single person. This is the story of the year for Sancho. I don't think he'll win, but I mean, just imagine if this guy lifts the Champions League. Just imagine that. Already it's enough for me. In my opinion, Sancho has done already enough to revive his career. I think he'll get more suitors now. And he's wrote one of the best comeback stories of recent years. On my first leg review, I said PSG are going to come back. I just did not see Dortmund not having a bozo moment for 180 minutes. I just did not see them holding PSG down to 0 goals for 180 minutes. I said that. And I mean, it happened, I guess. But that's just football, man. That's the one thing this Champions League season has taught me. Expect the unexpected. It goes for every Champions League season. Things never go like we want them to go. Things never go how we expect them to go. Every season there's underdogs, there's surprises. A league form, what you did before, does not matter in the Champions League. Shout out to Dortmund, shout out to the fans because I think they deserve this. They're still one bozo moment away from becoming a joke, but no excuses of, oh, they had the easier path, and I don't want to hear none of that. They beat Atletico Madrid, who beat Inter, who were Champions League finalists and were one of the favorites this year. They made it out the group of death. They had the hardest group of the Champions League season. So their path was not easy. They could have very easily just balled the group and not even be in the Champions League knockouts if this was a past Dortmund team. But now to PSG, listen. Not to PSG though. Listen. Biases aside. Actually, no. Biases. If you're a PSG fan, there's 3 things. You're either from Paris, you're either a glory hunter, or you do not understand football and you're just following whatever celebrities are going after. You're just following the Michael Jordan brand, you're following this brand, that. You're seeing what Kardashians are wearing, you're seeing what this guy, that guy is wearing. PSG does not have real fans. It's the same with City. It's a lack of heritage. It's a very bad environment as a whole. PSG do not deserve to go through. PSG should not have gone through for the good of football. People said Messi was the problem because they made semifinals now. Let's be honest. 11v11, Barcelona would have beat them. This season, they got the luck they didn't get in the past seasons with Messi when they faced Bayern, they faced Madrid, etc. I don't think PSG will ever win the Champions League. I don't know how much money these guys have to spend. It seems like they have unlimited. They dropped 90 million on Colomwani, who I always thought was average. This guy, Gonzalo Ramos, has 1 hat-trick in a World Cup, and that's it. That's his whole career. I don't think I've seen this guy ever perform besides that 1 World Cup game. They still have money to go for Seaman, Leao, etc. I mean, just like, how do you compete against this if you're a normal club, fan-owned, that does not do shady stuff in the background? Like, it's just impossible. PSG should not be able to compete in the transfer market anymore. And that's why I hate clubs like PSG. That's why I hate Man City, even though Pep is there. I like Pep. I want him to do good. But as soon as Pep leaves, I hate Man City as well. Now, I'm going to take Barcelona as for example, right? But you can go for any fan-owned club or institution. If you make the amount of mistakes on the transfer market, spend the amount of money you have spent as PSG, and still manage to spend even more, that means that you are competing unfairly in the market. And that is what PSG are doing. They spent 222 million on Neymar. They sold him for 90 million. They spent 180 million on Mbappe. They're losing him on a free. Despite all the shirt sellers you want to say, which it does not cover purchases like that, by the way, it's just financially, no matter how many shirts Neymar sold, he did not cover his transfer fee. That's bogus. Do not believe that. I want this club to just die out. I'll be honest with you. Now that Messi and Neymar are there, now that Mbappe is leaving, why is this club a thing? Why? Just shut the club down. What's the point of this club? You failed. Move on. Who are PSG? They're nobodies. Please just uninstall this club from football. Nobody wants to see them win. Now that all their best players and the fangirls from those players have left, I guarantee you PSG's brand drops massively. Even if they get some good players, I'm sure they will. If you have Dembele as your next main guy next season, You want these guys in group stages. You want these guys in knockouts next Champions League campaign. They're not a threat. Luis Enrique, I love Luis Enrique. Listen, I think overall he got very little credit for his job at Barcelona. Believe it or not, he got very little credit and he got pushed out way too easily by Bartomeu, Rosell, etc. But you failed as a manager here, in my opinion. You had a team with players on your prime. You had very fast players, physical, which suits your style. I think Enrique is more a counter-attack / possession type manager. And you didn't score a single goal against Dortmund? This is not prime Juve. This is not prime Atletico with Simeone. This is Dortmund. They're playing four attackers. How do you not score a single goal in 180 minutes? I get you had 30 shots. I get you hit the crossbar 6 times, which is actually kind of crazy. You have to put some blame on him. If it's not the tactical side that's wrong, then you probably got the man management wrong. You created a bad environment. Something you must have done wrong to this PSG group. Not be able to score one goal. Like it's just crazy to me. Dembele disappeared. I think he hit like about 6 satellites today. Of course, this guy, I told you, Dembele is not a player that lifts the Champions League. Like I see it in my eyes. It's not a player that you start and then he's your main guy to lift in the Champions League. He's not that guy. Like I try to think of it, that image in my mind, and I can't. And what now? You're knocked out, buddy. That's it. You're done. Congratulations. Good night. I don't even want to talk about him. You're so irrelevant, I'll be honest. Don't even want to talk about this guy anymore. I've talked enough. Mbappe. I'm going to end with this with Mbappe. He's 26 now. 0 Champions Leagues. His club career is full of League One trophies with PSG, mind you. Okay, he has the Monaco. Fair enough. He does have the Monaco trophy. Fair enough. He does have a Champions League, I believe it was semis with Monaco, and he scored against Juventus, which MSN couldn't. Fair enough. Okay, he does have some club career. He does have a decent amount of goals in the Champions League, but in the Champions League final, when it was your biggest moment, you failed. Now when it's your team, there's 0 excuses, no Messi, no Neymar, no Verratti. And this is your team. You're the guy. I mean, you're pretty much buying the players. What can you show for me? I'm not counting Sociedad, I'll be honest. Say I'm hating, whatever you want. Sociedad is mid-table in La Liga. They were in terrible form when Mbappe played them. The way they play suits Mbappe perfectly. I mean, sure, okay, you did your job, but I'm not gonna praise you. I'm not gonna give you Ballon d'Or shots for that. Against Barcelona, he scored 2 goals, but you already watched that whole game, both games, and I mean, you were just nowhere to be seen. This game, I feel like the way Dortmund play, Mbappe should have had like at least like 3 goals this time. Easily. The fact he didn't, I mean, this affects it affects his aura, I'll be honest with you. We have this aura about Mbappe that he's this big game player, which he is, I'll be honest. But that World Cup Mbappe, with France, the stacked France team, mind you, is not the same Mbappe as PSG Mbappe. He's good with PSG. He's one of the best players. You can even argue at some points the best player. But it's not at the level of the World Cup Mbappe. And he needs to be judged about every competition, not just the World Cup. And I'm going to say it, I'm Vinny's biggest hater. If they give the Ballon d'Or to Mbappe over Vinny this season, that's a disgrace. Vinny has been the best player in the world this season. He has shown up when needed, scored goals, he has assisted. Big goals, not just any goals against Ligue 1, McDonald's, cashiers. I see Mbappe going to Madrid and playing this number 9 position, which he's playing right now with PSG, and look how ineffective he has been. Like, you can lock this guy out. In number 9, you can lock this guy out. His heading ability is nowhere to be seen. As a striker, if you're going to play that central role, you need to be good with your head. Pause. You need to get these headers in. Pause again. Okay, you get what I'm saying. Number 1. Number 2, I don't think I've seen this guy score a free kick ever. There was one moment where everybody was lining up for a free kick. It was like during the end of the game. And I thought, okay, this is going to be Mbappe's first free kick. This guy didn't even show up. He wasn't even an option. You need a goal desperately. Champions League semi-final, you're going to let Asensio take the free kick for you? That's just small player mentality, I'll be honest. Mbappe is out the Ballon d'Or list for me. It's between Vinny, Kane, and Jude Bellingham, depending on what trophies each person wins. Mbappe, yes, your career has had great heights, but the possibilities of this guy's career to take a very soft turn are there. What happens if he flops the World Cup? What happens if he goes to Madrid? It creates drama. You see how Madrid fans love Vinny. They love Rodrigo. They love, I think, Güler, right? They like Brahimi, Bellingham, etc. They love these players. They have such a great chemistry together. They like each other, the players. It's all there. What if this guy comes in and just starts creating drama? Imagine the hate he will get. Because I see everywhere, Madrid fans are not the same way towards Mbappe that they were a couple of years ago before his renewal. There's a lot of people who do not like Mbappe in Madrid. And I promise you, if Madrid win the Champions League this season, and next season somehow they don't, there's going to be even more voices against Mbappe. And the fact that he's leaving PSG like this, you do not reject Al-Khalifi, you do not reject your French president, he's going to make even more enemies, burn even more bridges. This guy's career can turn very soon, guys. What are the odds that France goes back to back in World Cup finals or wins another World Cup? What they've done is already big enough. I don't think France are going to win that much more during Mbappe's year, I'll be honest with you. I can see them win another Euros. Football is not that simple. We've never had a team dominate for 3 World Cups in a row, except for Brazil when the net wasn't even invented, but yeah. So yeah, man, Mbappe, massively disappointed. PSG, I'm glad you guys lost. Listen, just go to Madrid and you better win a Champions League with them. You better, because if you do not win a Champions League with Madrid, I will be there. That's all I'm going to say. I will be there. All right, peace out, guys. Much love. Appreciate you guys for watching. These Champions League videos, I think you guys really like them. I'll try to think about cool topics we can do. Leave some comments regarding topics you want to do. Make them unique. Don't make them general. Don't give me topics that have been done 1,000 times. I'll check them out, give them a thought, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.